Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we are talking about the 1998 Disney animated film Mulan with our guests, Katie and Rae, to celebrate its anniversary. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
I waved like a nerd, like they could see me.
They will see you
Oh.
on YouTube and
Spotify.
on Spotify.
Yeah.
So you are not a nerd for that. If you want to get to know Katie and Rae a little bit better, pause and check out their trailer if you haven't listened. But before we dive in, let's get into some housekeeping. If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's a few ways you can.
Did you know writing a review and or rating us helps us get more listeners? If you want to be featured and help us grow, head to your favorite podcasting platform and leave us a review.
And make sure you hit subscribe on your favorite podcast platform to make sure you get alerts when new episodes are live.
And if you want to support us further, head on over to patreon.com/nomorelatefees and sign up to be a Patreon bestie. You'll receive exclusive content, stickers, lives, access to our Burned Aughts playlist, and some super sweet GIFs of Danielle and I acting a fool. Mostly Danielle.
My mom loves those GIFs, by the way. She said she wants me to download them for her so she can reply to people with them. I'm very proud that she knows how to use a GIF. So
you're just so much more expressive than I am.
No, she was like, what is Jackie doing with her tongue in that one?
Oh, yeah, there was that one.
But let's dive into Mulan. Fearful that her ailing father will be drafted into the Chinese military, Mulan takes his spot. Though, as a girl living under a patriarchal regime, she is technically unqualified to serve. She cleverly impersonates a man and goes off to train with fellow recruits, accompanied by her dragon Mushu. She uses her smarts to help ward off a Hun invasion, falling in love with a dashing captain along the way. The movie stars Ming-Na, Eddie Murphy, B.D. Wong, Miguel Ferrer, June Foray, James Hong, Pat Morita, and George Takei. The movies are also directed by Tony Bancroft and Barry Cook, and the screenplay by Rita Hisayo, Chris Sanders, Philip Lezebnik, Raymond Singer, Eugenia Bostic-Singer, and you can watch it on Disney+. But before we start, let's get into our ratings rewind.
Side note real fast, do you know who Chris Sanders is?
KFC? Dustin.
He wrote Lilo and Stitch, and he is the voice of Stitch.
Oh,
Wow.
that's right.
Oh,
We
you
did that
know.
one. It's all coming back now.
It's all coming back. Okay. So you know the drill, but before we get into the movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again,
The best would play on repeat.
5-day rental,
Would watch again.
2-day rental,
Okay, but nothing to write home about.
and same-day rental.
Trash. Straight up trash. Garbage. It's in the Disney Vault. Ain't never coming out. So, Rae, we're going to start with you. What was your rating, your Y2K selves, your younger self of Mulan?
Definitely would buy it again. For sure.
Not even a question. Jackie already
I
put
owned
it
it
up
on
on there.
VHS and now I own it on DVD. So
Nice. Katie?
Definitely would buy it again. It came out the year before I was born, so
God, Katie,
I'm
why you gotta
sorry.
make us
I'm
feel
sorry.
so old?
I just had my birthday, so I'm feeling old. But yeah, I grew up with that movie, so
It's all right. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I was back in my day. I went to see the original Little Mermaid in the theater. Oh, Jackie.
I'm going to break some hearts. 2-day for me. It didn't resonate. I watched it once and that was it. I'm so sorry.
It's because it's a princess movie.
I didn't. Yeah, I just.
What you got against princesses? I'm trying to figure out what's the problem.
And I don't know. I just don't care for it.
I'm just saying.
You're right. It did not resonate with me. And that's okay.
Is it? Is it okay? Jeez. All right. Anticlimactic. Would buy it again. I don't know.
Sorry.
Every now and again I question this friendship, Jackie. Kid in King Arthur's court. A+. Mulan. I don't know. I don't resonate. I don't get it.
There's nothing wrong with the Kid in King Arthur.
Let's go listen to the episode again. Listen to what I had to say. A lot of things wrong with that movie. Anyway, I'm gonna go into the box office because I can't.
Tell us.
The budget for this movie was $90 million. It made $304.3 million. It was based on the Chinese legend of Mulan. It is the 36th Disney animated feature film and the 9th animated film produced and released during the Disney Renaissance. I am really glad when I started doing research for this that I guess there was 2 different stories that were floating around at this time that they were possibly thinking about doing. And what they ended up doing was kind of combining the 2. And it was going to go into that whole damsel in distress, princessy kind of, aligning with what had came before it. And it ended up getting changed. And it's like the best decision that ever happened. So, and let's look at some of the cast and crew. I think I was most surprised in the fact that Jackie Chan provided the voice of Lee in the Chinese dubs for 3 different versions of the dubs, by the way. I was a little sad that he didn't do the voice for the American version, but it is what it is, I guess.
I can kind of see it. Like, maybe they wanted a more Asian voice for the dub because I don't think he sounds that way in the American version. Maybe that's what they were going for.
Well, also Jackie Chan in China is like, we know him as a star here, but it is nothing in comparison to what it's like in China. It's like craziness. So also for the voice of Mulan is Tia Is it Tia Carrere? Carrere. I'm not doing good with pronunciation today. She was going to be the voice of Mulan, and they ended up going with someone else. I think there was like a scheduling conflict for her. But they must have kept her in mind because they did her Lilo and Stitch and had her on that one. So that's great. Jackie, do you want to get started then?
Sure. Probably not the best person to lead this charge, but we start at the Great Wall. There's a bird, and the Chinese people are under attack by the Huns. They have crossed the northern border and they're infiltrating inner China. And so the emperor gets word of this and he demands that they send troops to protect the people of China. And so they end up going village to village and recruiting one male from each family. Unfortunately, Mulan is the only child. Obviously, she's a daughter. And so her father has to go back to battle. He's already been to war once. He has injuries.
I just think it's really interesting that, obviously we meet her father. We know that she has her mother. This is like one of the first times in a long time that we see lead have both their parents be alive.
And they make it through the entire movie.
Yes. That is a rarity.
For sure.
So we see Mulan does have some ingenuity, some creativity with her chores. She straps her dog with the chicken feed and lets him run around the yard. So she works smarter, not harder.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love to see a queen not try to like be Cinderella about it.
Right.
See, Katie's generation got Mulan. I got Cinderella, and I'm wondering why I'm so stressed at work all the time.
Hilarious.
Oh no, I'm the same way.
So, and prior to the recruitment scene, Mulan is practicing to become a concubine. She needs to be married off. And so she's kind of written her little script on her arm and has been practicing. She's just a little bit clumsy and just doesn't hyper focus on being prim and proper and doing everything the exact traditional way.
But I like how you could see the difference as she's on her way to go to the matchmaker. She encounters a little girl who's being bullied, and she's able to like kind of stop that. Like just the way that she's interacting before she gets to the matchmaker, you could see that she, and of obviously the beginning scene, that she is innovative and she's not, you know, not, she's worth something, but it's just not what people are placing, what her culture is placing worth on, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And I like that they show both of those differences.
With the matchmaker and everything, like she just like does everything wrong.
She does.
Like nothing goes right, everything goes wrong. She spills tea. Her little cricket friend, oh, what's their name?
Cricky?
It's just Cricky. Yeah.
Cricky.
Is it actually?
Yeah. He doesn't have a name.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, does he like go down the dress?
He jumps out of his cage. She has him in like a little thing that her grandmother put him in. And he jumps out and jumps in the tea. And then jumps out of the tea into her dress. Yeah.
There we go.
And he's like in the tea like it's a spa or something. I'm like, that's nasty. Get in that tea.
100%.
Well, he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't.
And then at some point, her booty catches on fire.
She bumps into the furnace. They had a coal furnace, and she bumps into the coal furnace and lights her butt on fire. Yeah.
Poor thing.
And so there's much dishonor happening.
100%.
And Mulan is never going to find a husband.
We'll never bring our family honor.
It's pretty bad. The tea spills on her face and her mustache is all wet. It's not good. It's not a good look.
Not at all.
I do like that when she gets home that her dad doesn't, like, even her mom doesn't give her a hard time about the whole situation, you know?
Yeah.
And her dad is very comforting and was trying to be comforting and sweet. And I appreciated that, like, they didn't make her feel worse about her being such a klutz, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they see her worth. It's just, it's not in a traditional sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely see in her that her destiny was never to conform. And so this practice of kind of falling in line was never going to work. I mean, from the fact that her mom knew she was going to be late, she was like, we were here and we were prepared. We knew you weren't going to be. But
Grandma brought you a cricket.
Grandma,
we're going to hope for the best.
Let's talk about Grandma, because Jackie's niece's birthday was the other day, and she's very into her Moana phase right now. Oh my God, and I felt like the grandma in that movie and a little bit of the grandma in Mulan given same vibes, you know?
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah.
But the Mulan's grandma is hilarious.
She's boy crazy.
She is.
That's my favorite at the end.
on 10.
When she's like,
Absolutely.
sign me up for the next war.
She's literally out there in the streets saying that she's got a testing to see if the cricket is lucky, doesn't care if she's gonna potentially get hit. The poor cricket was scared too.
Right, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna test this out real quick.
So now we get to the recruitment scene. The father does what is honorable and he volunteers for his family. And Mulan sees him practicing with his sword, and obviously he's stumbling and falling. He has a leg injury, and he's just not fit for battle. So Mulan decides she's going to represent her family. It's fuck the patriarchy. She's going to go. She's going to serve in the army, and she's going to represent her family. So she goes to the ancestral shrine, lights some incense, grabs the sword, cuts her hair off, grabs the armor, the horse. She pieces out. So after her parents realize that she's gone, the father goes to the shrine and just asks the ancestors to watch over her as she goes, because they're like, mom's like, we have to go after her. And he's like, she's going to be in worse trouble if they find out. Like, so let's just hope they don't find out.
Right.
So the ancestors, they just like to party, it seems.
Yeah.
The ancestors are here for a good time. And then in between their banter and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, get Mushu, get the little dragon to wake the big stone dragon. Right. Because Mushu has been disgraced. There was an incident and he's not allowed to be
a protector anymore.
Yes, the protector. He goes to get the real dragon and ends up like destroying the statue that the real dragon spirit lives in, I guess. And so he's all she got. So Cricky also gets on the Mushu bandwagon and goes to support Mulan. What else?
She's got a lot of animal protector friends in this movie.
Yeah.
Because she even has little brother, her dog. He doesn't come on the adventure, but he's there.
Right.
So,
and then also her horse.
Yeah. And I think the horse's name translates to prince. And yeah, I thought that was cool. I like him a lot. He's a pretty pony.
So now we are
heading to war. They're on their way.
The Huns are on the move. Shan Yu is the bad guy, right?
Yes. And I think it's important to recognize that Shan Yu is not based on Attila the Hun. Attila's armies didn't venture into the Northern Wei territory where Mulan is supposed to be set. The Huns in the movie are actually more likely new nomads who frequently clashed with the Han dynasty of China in the 3rd century. So I did not know that because as soon as I saw him, I thought that must be Attila.
It wasn't supposed to be Attila, but I didn't know that was not supposed to be like a faction of like the Hun army.
Yeah. That was cool. Because the history of this movie, let's be honest, is a little murky. It's
for sure.
It kind of takes from a lot of different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's more of a mashup of like folk tales with the Mulan character. They're like, let's kind of make a story around this character. Yeah.
So we see Mulan. She hasn't quite gotten to her post. She's in the forest kind of practicing. She's not very good.
Yeah, she can barely
not with
pick up
sword.
her sword.
Yeah.
That thing looks heavy.
And this is when Mushu and Cricky catch up to her. Mushu does like this big like Wizard of Oz thing where he's like,
yes,
I'm a dragon. I'm your ancestor. I'm going to help you. And then he's like a teeny tiny dragon.
Travel fast for your convenience.
Exactly. And so this is also when we get the dishonor in you, dishonor on your cow. He's not quite happy with her at this point because she's just like, you're little. What are you going to do to help me?
First of all, if you're going to stay, you're going to work as part of my personal lexicon. I use it as often as possible about anything and everything.
I just love that Eddie Murphy voiced this character
100%.
before he did Shrek. But then
Yes.
he's in Shrek and his baby mom's is a dragon as well in that movie.
Oh,
Just connections to dragons, you know?
it is. Ken, I watched this today. And so Ken was working, but he walked through and was like, literally did not, there was no hitch in his step. He continued on through the family room and said, "Is that Eddie Murphy?" As he like exited. I was like, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So now Mushu is trying to give Mulan hints as to how to walk more masculinely.
Yes.
And it's not great. She looks like she got something in her pants.
Yes.
As she walks into the camp. And then he's kind of telling her, like, you need to bow up to the other warriors. But it seems like she starts fighting amongst the other warriors. She stays out of it. But it seems like they don't really take it out on her. They're just like, yeah, this is what men do. We fight.
Right.
Whatever.
I feel like the rules that Mushu's giving to her are the rules you use to survive prison.
That's funny.
Because it's like you gotta hit the biggest guy, you gotta, like he's just getting her in all sorts of trouble. But they are like, do you guys remember that movie with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell?
I do. I never saw it, but yes.
It's literally, I think they stole the Mushu's lines from Mulan. Like how to survive prison. Just saying. And he gets her in so much trouble.
For sure.
And at one point, because he's like in the back of her clothes, I'm like, how do the other guys behind her not see him? Did you think that too, Katie?
Yeah, literally when watching that scene.
I always thought like he was physically there, but also I've always thought of him more of like a spiritual presence.
Maybe other people couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because even though he is small, like you're gonna see a little red dragon.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you're like, hey, there's a lizard on you.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just so used to dragons, it doesn't faze them that someone brought their dragon along.
Maybe. Lots of dragon excuses here today, people.
We're waxing poetic about Mushu the dragon. So this is when we meet Li Shang. Shang.
I think you might be right. I mean, it's said in the movie as Shang, but I think maybe culturally it is Shang, like Shang-Chi.
Because I think his father, who is the admiral,
the general.
thank you. I knew it was some ranking.
We don't do sports and we don't do the war
military
stuff.
ranking.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about that. Love a man in a uniform, but don't know what he does.
Oh my God.
Because I do think his father calls him Shang, but then the rest of the movie, they call him Shang.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. But he's promoted to captain because the general is like the first wave that's going into battle with the Huns.
Right.
So
his troops are already prepared.
Exactly. So Li Shang is preparing this group of gentlemen.
Who's the snitch, the guy that I can't stand, that is also around causing all sorts of problems?
It's like his advisor.
Oh, yeah. The Emperor's advisor.
He is a little bitch. I don't like him. Don't like him one bit. He's instigating stuff. He's not nice.
Yeah, his only job was to report to the emperor. That was his only function, was to tattletale.
When you ask me who the villain of this movie is, I'm gonna say
Period.
him. You know?
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's true. Because they only have 3 weeks to get their shit together and get trained.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of time.
No.
We're on a time crunch, especially with this group. And then, so this is when Mulan meets Shang, but she hasn't even thought of like a backstory or like.
No.
And she had so long to figure this
She was
out.
flying by the seat of her pants.
She was. And
For
so,
sure.
like, Mushu is having to give her suggestions as to what her name is. And so at one point they say Achu, which is, it was something. Well, isn't that Dave Chappelle's name in Robin Hood Men in Tights?
I think so.
It was. You're right. That's hilarious.
But I just feel like every girl, and I may be wrong, but I feel like every girl has a secret boy name in their head. Am I wrong? Because am I the only one?
I don't.
I don't think I've ever thought of
I
it.
don't think so.
It's just me. Okay.
I'm not saying it's not a real thing. I'm just saying we just haven't.
I'm
Well, I
Devontae. That's my name.
You're Devontae. Why wouldn't you just be Dan? Because
That's
like,
boring.
I would just go
I
to
feel
Jack.
that's boring. Yeah.
Daniel. I'm Daniel.
Funny.
That's how I feel like I want to be Devontae. You know, like give me something.
It's kind of like the same thing. Like when I was born, I keep asking my parents, I'm like, what would I have been named if I was a boy? They never told me.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad was like, you were supposed to be Greg Jr. and then you were a girl. And I was like,
Wow.
my brother's Greg Jr. obviously now, but
He got his way.
Yeah.
So did Christine. You got Christian out of the deal too.
That woman's naming all of us after her, except for Serena. My middle name is Crystal. That is just another variation of her name.
She was imprinting on all of y'all.
Yes, physically and our names.
If you grew up on Disney shows, music, websites, and DComs, the Time Machine is ready for you to take a journey back to those golden days.
Join us as we talk the golden age of Disney Channel, the stars it introduced, and more. If it aired at 8/7 Central, it's fair game, baby.
So Li Shang does mention that he has heard of Mulan's father before. So apparently it seems like he was a very noble warrior.
Yeah, I think her dad was a war hero in the last
Yeah.
war. I mean, obviously he got injured and you could see him before she leaves. Like you could see him doing some like Tai Chi moves and he can't catch his balance, obviously, because he was quite injured. But he is revered because I think even at the end when Mulan meets the king, I think he even knew her dad.
Yeah, it seemed that way. You want to tell us how Li Shang makes a man out of Mulan?
Sure, Rae can do it. If
First
you
of all,
want.
I love the training montage. I think it's amazing. So many skills. It's like, first of all, where is this war being fought? Why do we need this level of agility to run through a mountain? Okay, sure. And all of the men come up to speed so like really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you guys practicing while you're supposed to be sleeping or what's happening? But you can kind of see how proud he was when they started to like turn around, when she figures out how to use the medallions to climb the totem. Yeah, it's such a great montage. Such a great montage. Yeah.
And a bop at karaoke.
I have done it at karaoke.
You could go into like a biker bar and do this on for karaoke, and everyone would be singing along. It is the great uniter of karaoke songs.
Was anyone surprised that Donny Osmond was who they chose?
People did not know, because he's such a, like, for real, like, Donnie is old, but he is such an excellent singer. Like, he's almost one of those, like, people just like, oh, they're the Osmonds. Like, no, but like his vocals are giving for sure.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to his talent. I just didn't see that. I was like,
brought Donnie to the table?
Right.
At the reading, who was like, you know who we got for Li Sheng? Donnie Osmond. And everyone was just like, yes.
Yeah, I want to know who in the room was like,
who pitched that idea?
Actually.
Yeah.
Like, we need a powerful singer, because he's not going to do the singing. We need someone to do the singing. Like,
I just have a feeling that the casting director
for sure
grew up sweating Donnie.
Like, a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll.
She was all the way rock and roll. She was like, yo, it's finally happening. Yeah. My worlds are colliding. My teeny bopper crush is gonna be in this movie. And they're like, but it's a full Asian cast. Do you think Donnie is gonna do it? Like, and I don't know if he did voice acting before this. That was the other thing. Like, the other people that are kind of mixed into the cast are either they really went for Asian cast members, actors and singers, or they are very well-known voice actors or have been in other projects. So I think that's where I was just like, okay, yeah, that adds up. That adds up. Wait a minute, Donny Osmond. Okay. Again, no shade. I just was surprised is the word. And he killed it. No notes. He listened to BD Wong's voice and really tried to emulate as much as he could when he was doing the singing voice. And I think he did a wonderful job. Also, I do have to state that Michelle Kwan is a voice just randomly as a shopkeeper, and I've said on this show before that I've used to write letters to Melissa Joan Hart. My other person was Michelle Kwan. I wrote to her and I said that she changed my life winning that gold medal. She never got the letter though. I wrote it and I didn't send it. So Michelle,
there's always time. Do you still have it?
I do. I wrote to her and Christy Yamaguchi. Those were my bitches.
That is amazing. I remember watching her. Like, I never could, even under no space-time continuum was I ever going to be a figure skater, but I love to watch her. She was so fun to watch. Yeah.
She was great. She has just classic.
It seems as though Donny Osmond had not done
much. I didn't see anything on his IMDb either. Everything was mostly himself. The Osmonds.
Yeah. And then after Mulan, he did some voice work.
Katie, did you know who Donny Osmond was beyond this movie?
You know, I've seen him in Hannah Montana and College Road Trip.
Yes.
That's my experience with him, other than Mulan.
Well, let me tell you, back in the day, that man was almost as big as the Beatles. Like, it was Donny fever in this country, no lie. I mean, the Jackson 5 came first, and then the white people said, "Let's gather our best."
Contemporaries, basically.
Yeah. And that was Donny Osmond and his sister, and they tore it up. They really did. They were clean cut, sweet.
Marie can still sing.
Hell yeah. Don't let that fainting on Dancing with the Stars fool you. Okay? Don't let those Slim Fast commercials fool you. Lady got range.
So I have an Osmond story about Miss Terry, my mom. So it was not about Donnie or Marie. It was about, I believe it was Meryl Osmond, one of the lesser known
Okay.
Osmonds.
Oh, that's right. There's a whole family of them, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. So she lived in the Carson Valley. So she would go to Reno for shows and stuff. So she was at a holiday show that he performed. And she was sitting, like, you know how there's like the orchestra and then there's like a walkway and then like more seats. So she was sitting in the front row of like the second batch of seats, and he walked by and she's like, Jackie, I don't know what happened. I just knew I had to grab his hand.
She pulled a me.
She pulled a Danielle and grabbed this man's hand as he was singing. And she's like, and I wasn't letting go. I was just like, Mom, you can't touch people. Like, that's not okay. It's the same thing I have to tell Danielle. You can't just be touching people.
So, in all honesty, it's really she didn't pull a me. I've been pulling a Terry this whole time.
No,
That's
this
funny.
happened after your first.
Oh,
offense.
damn. Never mind. She was pulling a me. I can't help it. That's why you have to come with me. When we go to 90s Con, it's going to be scary.
Where are we now? So we are trained now. We need to go through the Sungshao Pass to the Imperial City.
Mhm.
And as we go through the pass, Mushu accidentally lights a flare. And so the Huns are alerted to Li Shang's army location. And so immediately arrows start raining down. One hits Li Shang and he doesn't even miss a beat. He's just like, boop, out of the arm, cast it aside, keep going.
I'm going to be like,
They should be dead.
There was a lot of moments. I know it's a cartoon, so I had to give it that. But there were a lot of moments in this movie where I'm like, that's not possible. Not even on the best day.
Well, what Mulan does, because there are literally thousands of Huns coming down this hill at them. And so Mulan, working smarter, not harder, takes one of the flares, and there's a mountain with like a peak with snow on it. And so she hits the snow with the flare, creates an avalanche. Her little team ducks and covers, and all of the Huns are buried in the snow. So like 5,000 people, one pull.
Period.
Well,
Mulan's a hero.
She also has the highest kill rate of. Were you gonna say that too, Katie?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what it is though. Like what the kill rate is. I thought I had it here, but I can't find it.
You do. It's on I forget what page this is. It's like almost 4,000.
Here it is. She has the biggest body count in Disney history. She takes out approximately 3,000, but it's a very accurate number. 3,994 people and animals with her avalanche maneuver.
How can someone killing all those bad guys not sit in your heart, Jackie? Just wondering. Asking for a friend.
I appreciate the creativity.
That's what you're gonna say. I appreciate
I do.
Okay.
I didn't say this was a bad movie. It just wasn't. Disney was giving us a lot, and I had to be selective.
You didn't.
You said you didn't.
You don't have to be selective.
You could have let all that in.
You could have watched them all.
Yeah, like Pokemon.
God, I can't.
If I
was
listed
too busy
the
watching
number of Disney
Pokemon.
movies I've seen this week, today's only Monday. The numbers are not high.
So where are we now? There's a parade of heroes. Right? So now we are in the Imperial City.
We skipped past it though. Yeah. So
go ahead.
After the avalanche, she realizes she's been shot. And so when they're patching her up, they realize she's a girl. And that's when we kind of, the whole thing comes to fruition. If they find out she's a girl, then the penalty is death. So because she saved his life, he spares her life. And she kind of just sits there and like plans to like die in the snow or whatever. And then ends up like, no, we have to go help, because she sees that the Huns are, some of them are, some of the Hun army is resurrecting out of the snow cast.
Yes.
Continue as you were.
There's just like a hand that emerges from the
Yes.
snow.
Do you know how badass you have to be to just be like, I just got an avalanche on me and I'm just chilling in the snow for about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna rise up like a zombie? That was
The fact that they didn't, one, die of hypothermia or
Right.
the weight, because the like, it's not just how cold the snow is, it's how fast and the weight of it. Snow is very heavy.
Yes.
And people do not think, like, this is why they have in certain states that are very like, that are very cold, that they have snow removers so your roof doesn't cave in.
Mhm.
So she dropped an entire mountaintop worth of snow on these men, and they were like, stretch it out. Get up. Like, okay, wow.
Well, and I did read, because his eyes are yellow.
Yes.
And so I did read that like there was either a deleted scene or a scrap storyline where he conjured some magic and stuff, and that's why
I could
his
see
eyes
that,
were a
for
different
sure.
color, which they do bring that into the live action movie.
I was gonna say that,
Mm.
although I haven't seen the live action.
Yes.
Again, I'll say it's a COVID movie, you know?
It's not wonderful.
But they had I mean, I wonder, because for the live action movie, I know that they did a bunch of contingencies to make sure that it was going to be able to be seen in China. Like, that was the most important thing.
Yeah.
And with this movie, this was the first movie that the Chinese government, like, they had a ban on Disney from, I think, what was the name of it? The 1996 release of a movie called Kandan. They said it was a film that was sympathetic to the exiled spiritual leader of Tibet, the Dalai Lama.
Okay, yeah.
And so Mulan was shown in over 100 cities throughout China when it was released in 1999 there. So it was like they did what I'm wondering if they did a lot of different things to make sure that it was
They
able
changed
to.
that was part of the changes that they made to make it more culturally appropriate
Mhm.
to be shown there. Like, it was done a lot more to, because I follow a girl who's a seamstress on YouTube, but she's Chinese, and so she had partnered with Disney, and so she did like scene tours, and she got to meet some of the performers, and a lot of it was done for representation. So I think because they were remaking it, they wanted to make it in more of a way that was catered to them.
Well, that's good, because they also got in some hot water in 2013 when they decided they wanted to redesign Mulan and made her more light skinned and with blue eyes.
Yeah.
And her
So
clothing.
It wasn't redesigned. We whitewashed Mulan.
I'm glad you said it, because
Yes.
if I said it, then it's a problem. But yes, and her clothing did not match anything she wore in the movie. So this had like a really big backlash, and people believe that the company was sending
Where
the
was
wrong.
this at that she was?
I don't know if it was like the merchandise or something. It must have been.
Oh,
Because I don't think it was like another movie. So her original red and gold clothing was chosen because it represented luck and prosperity. But they said it was sending the wrong messages because they changed her to have a lot of Caucasian features, which really sucks because so many people felt seen with her being the first Disney princess. So Disney responded to the negative response. They darkened her skin, changed her clothes to match the film more closely, and changed her eyes back to brown. Like, who were y'all thinking you were fooling? Like, come on.
Why?
I think that's why we're seeing such a backlash right now with the live action casting of Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
Nani.
Because it is egregious.
Well, also, She was a thick lady, and I love that about her.
Mhm.
100%.
Let me see some thigh meat, Disney.
I
I
mean,
want it.
I don't want to deviate too much, but Nani's, it is not apparent to people who are not used to seeing it. And the fact that she was basically a single mother, right? She's very young, taking care of her sister, and she took her with her to all of those job appointments. And the fact that she didn't cater. Now, if you pay attention, like where she's interviewing, she is physically representative of a different body type than where she's interviewing. So her size matters in the movie, not just culturally, as in Hawaiian, but in the movie, it is part of the reason she can't find a job because she doesn't assimilate. Because all of the places she was applying were all tourist locations, hotels, restaurants. And if you can't assimilate, then they don't want to hire you. And her size and skin color mattered. So if you cast a lighter, thinner Hawaiian actress, then you're still not doing the character justice. It matters what she looks like in the role.
Yes.
And I want to see some thigh meat.
Off my soapbox.
But yeah, 100%. Like I think it's just difficult for some people because there's the idea that if you make room for people, that everyone can't have a place. And that's not true. I think everyone should see themselves portrayed in media because media teaches us how to be in society and how we should be perceived and accepted in society. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with opening things up so that more people have an opportunity to be seen. And people who don't get that, I feel really sorry for them because that's just really sad. It's not a hard concept, but it is what it is.
So now we are at the parade of heroes in the Imperial City. You can see Li Sheng is sad. He's missing Ping.
He's
Now
missing
Mulan.
his dead dad. How is it that I watched this movie so many times and this was the first time I realized you two,
That was his
Katie?
Yes.
father.
That his
Not
dad
really?
His dad is
The
dead.
absolute devastation. Look, every time I watch it, it is heartbreaking because it's like, one, no one prepares you for this.
Right.
Especially not there, especially not when there are such heightened emotions involved. He has to literally show up. And what makes it really worse when you really think about it, okay, which clearly I have, but they wouldn't have even been there as soon as they got there if it wasn't for Mushu and Cricket sending the fake letter so that they would leave camp sooner to get to the Tung Pass. So when they show up there, it's sooner. So it could have been a lot worse. They've still got all of these dead bodies that they have to go past. He sees his dad's helmet, he leaves his sword there, and if you notice the little doll that she leaves at the sword, representative of the little girl at the beginning of the movie.
I just don't know how I missed that his dad was dead. I felt like
he's like, oh my God, my dad is dead. This whole other regiment, which was the bigger regiment, is gone. We have to fight them alone. So yeah, he's like, now I have no one really. When he loses his father, they have to go fight them. And then he loses Ping. He feels betrayed because he's like, you were supposed to be my friend. You were supposed to be, I mean, really, she had become proficient enough to be really closer to his second than really any of the other soldiers. So now he has no support system. He's just by himself.
I shocked. I don't know how I missed that. So many times I've seen this movie.
I think I've missed it because I was always focused on the little girl's doll every time.
Yeah. R.I.P. That's rough. Like legit. I don't know how I missed that. Did you miss it the first time you saw Jackie, or you remember?
I knew his dad died. I just still thought he was sad about Mulan.
I do feel like they gloss over it a bit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's real quick.
It's not like The Lion King.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I guess it had to be in my face more.
Yeah. But now that I know, I'll never unsee it again. I just totally missed that.
Mulan shows up and is able to tell Shang that some of the Huns are still alive. They're coming. He's kind of like, go away.
Right.
But you can start to see him like side eye and kind of watch a six to make sure that everything is cool, which it's not. The emperor is giving a speech, and then we see the falcon fly in, and then the emperor is captured by the Huns.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've barricaded him in the palace. And so Mulan has an idea, and that idea is to dress everyone as concubines to infiltrate the palace.
I love a cross
There's
dress.
one thing that's going to distract them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
the
gonna
ladies.
It's gonna be hoes.
Yeah.
So,
Hoes with apple titties all day.
Some are
Distract them.
watermelons.
Some are what? Hey, just like everybody's, there's a spectrum. Okay.
okay, there's a spectrum.
I did write down apple boob.
That's hilarious.
One thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that Harvey Fierstein is the voice of Yao.
I love him.
Just perfection. His
Brings me
raspy
such
voice.
Joy.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, Independence Day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's the only good part of that movie.
Wait a minute now. Don't be talking about
First of all,
Independence
Independence
Day. We both
amazing.
agreed.
I agree, but he's not the only thing. You know, my boo Jeff Goldblum was in there.
Oh,
so
I forget.
he's sick.
I forgot.
Do you guys not like Independence Day? Is that what I'm getting?
You
should listen to the episode.
Listen to our episode.
It's a ride.
We talk about some things. There's a lot of reference to the alien butthole in the spaceship. And having to put the nuke in the alien butthole.
Our hot takes got Jackie in trouble with her in-laws. Let's just put it that way.
My mother-in-law sat and watched it with me, and she's like, I love this movie so much. And I was like, oh no.
When I originally saw that movie, I thought it was the bee's knees. It was the best thing I ever seen. Now rewatching it, whole nother story.
I will clearly have to listen to this episode.
Please.
Because it's not perfect by any stretch. There is lots of things that are super problematic about it, for sure. 100%.
I would really
Everything with Randy was a problem. Everything.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot. He proposed with a dolphin ring. That's all I'm gonna say.
He proposes with a dolphin ring. She loves dolphins. What's the problem?
Danielle realized she had given my sister a dolphin ring as a gift in high school. She's like, have we been engaged this whole time? And I didn't know.
Have we been engaged this whole time? Wow.
Yes. I would love if you like live tweeted as you listen to our episode. Because
hilarious.
We got some hot takes on Independence Day. Season 1, episode 15. Check it out. So now Mulan and the troops are fighting the Huns in the palace. Shang is getting his ass kicked. He's
Fact.
just down for the count. And Mulan's like, I got to do something. So she sees the fireworks post across the way, and she's like, Mushu, who comes in riding the falcon that now
Yes.
looks like a
The
naked chicken because he's burnt
Yeah,
all the feathers off.
Yes.
I still hear it go, like
Yes.
But
So-
like, if he put fire on it, wouldn't it be dead? Again,
Probably.
sorry
It
with the
should.
Not
logic.
necessarily.
Not with the logic. Sorry.
I mean, just like a human can get third-degree burns. I mean, technically, third-degree burns, you would die close to death. But
Yeah.
second degree, you could get second-degree burns and just be deformed.
So
and not
maybe
die.
just the feathers got burnt.
Right.
Yeah. Like his hair got singed, but his hair is
Right.
feathers.
Gotcha. Also, is Mulan an arsonist? It's a valid question. She's been playing with fire this whole movie.
She has.
Okay.
Capable.
This was this fire starter too. That's what Mulan is.
So Mushu is on his way over to the fireworks. Mulan is now being chased by old Yellow Eyes. And what I don't get is like Mushu straps himself to the rocket. Like
But
the
I think he did that with the avalanche too, right? Or did I
Well,
miss
he was on the rocket when she shot it at the avalanche.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But when he's on it, the firecracker this time, he does jump off onto the
Yes.
sword. But I never understood why he had to go for the ride.
You in danger,
Funny.
girl. Like, get off.
That is hilarious.
So and he like lights something to give to Cricky to light the fire. I'm like, you could have just blown on the fuse. You
True.
didn't need that
True.
extra step.
He's looking for a delayed reaction.
So it hits the big bad Hun guy in the stomach and propels him into the rest of the fireworks stand.
Mhm.
And it's a beautiful display as a man burns alive.
Fact.
I bet it smells
Yeah.
like pork.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That's
give our
the-
listeners a full all
Sensory
the
experience.
senses.
Oh.
just like a 4D movie.
This is now a 40
Yikes.
podcast.
You are listening to No More Late Feeds, a 4D experience.
Hilarious.
So they're back outside. The Emperor shows up. Mulan thinks she's like about to be killed. Like she's
sure.
a woman who
Absolutely.
acted as a man in the army. She's destroyed most of the palace. Like,
hmm
you're done. And he bows to her. And then the entire city bows to her. And she has proven her worth and that women
100%.
can fight in the army as well. And he thanks her for saving them all. And then he gives her a medal and the Hun sword.
First,
He gives the Emperor's medallion.
Yeah.
yes, but first he puts that little snitch in his place
Yeah.
because he invites Mulan to be on the advisory council.
Yes.
And he was like, well, what you mean? And he was like, well, then she can have your job. How about that? How about that? And so he's flipping out.
Passes out.
But Mulan's like, I just want to go home. Got to see my people. Got to see my daddy. Got to catch up. You know, like I've been wrong. I'm gone for a while. I need them to know I'm not dead. And so he gives her all those
Right.
wonderful, wonderful
That part.
things. I wonder on the market, like, what's that worth though? That looked like a nice little bite of gold. Just saying.
Immeasurable. The amount
I
Like,
thought it
this
was
is
made out of
what?
terracotta.
This is what? I got this when I won the war and saved all of us.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is like my head of the line pass for the rest of my life.
It's like
giving your money's no good here, okay? Right.
it's giving the vibes of in Bridget Jones's Diary. There's a character who had one hit wonder. He was a one hit wonder, and he's like, I'm gonna eat off this for the rest of my life. I don't need to make another song. I will always be that guy that sang that song.
Always.
So,
but as she's leaving to go home, she passes by Shang, and he's like, "You fight good." Like, he's just like,
No raise
He doesn't know what to
whatsoever.
say.
No raise. He was like, like, okay,
Ping, I mean
gotta go.
Mulan, I mean Mulan Ping, whatever. You fight good.
Okay, I gotta go. Like,
and so she gets home. Her father tells her,
you
I
skip
just
past one of the best parts though,
"Oh, what?"
because
the
the
Emperor.
emperor looked at him and he was like, first of all, your game is on negative, my boy. Because there's no way you're going to be too shy to bag that. She's clearly
Right.
down. So you don't find a girl like that every dynasty, okay? That's a one of a kind in all of our lifetimes.
Yes.
So figure it out. Figure it out.
Peep game already. And I do love that when Mulan does come home, she gives the dad the sword, gives him the medallion, and he like threw that shit to the side. He's like, my baby is home.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Best, hands down, one of the best dads in Disney.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's like, you don't have to be perfect to make me proud. You exist makes me proud.
Yes.
You're doing your thing
Yeah.
by being you. Because even though she falls short, she's not perfect. He's like, I respect your individuality. I love that you always march to the beat of your own drum. That's what makes me proud. The fact that you don't sacrifice yourself to fit in with everyone else. That's not what makes you special.
I love that.
And Grandma's like, did you bring home a man?
Grandma
I know
was
you didn't go off to
asking
war.
Grandma was
with nothing
asking
but a
the
sword.
real questions, the
Yes.
most important. And as soon like what I do love is that Prabhu was not far behind. Like he rolls up literally 10 minutes, 5 minutes after her. And Grandma's like, where can I get one of those models? And
Absolutely.
I'm like, same, Grandma.
Put me on the list.
Yeah.
And then we see back at the ancestor party where they're bopping an ancestor's head around like a beach
Yes.
ball at a
Well,
concert.
the one that had been
Yeah.
decapitated.
Because of Mushu. That was
Because at
his
the beginning,
that was his
he was
fuck up.
holding his head.
Yes.
But now it's a party.
Yes.
And Mushu, it can be a guardian again. He's been promoted because of his work with Mulan. Really, he just set fireworks on fire.
She saved herself, for the record.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't do much.
he didn't.
Well, he did send that letter.
I mean, he did.
He
send
woke
the
her
letter.
up. He woke her up so she
up.
wasn't missing
It made
training.
her porridge.
Made her
Like,
eat.
okay.
He was taking care of her emotional needs.
Okay.
You know,
You
we're
have made him a service animal. Like, what is
I do want to say the one part that really had me in disbelief was when the avalanche happened and she is on the horse and Mulan with one arm swoops and pulls her boy with one arm. That man is like 2 times
That's
bigger.
a big boy.
It's a big boy.
Absolutely.
She lifted him.
Horse.
And a horse.
With the arrow, how did that go? How'd that go around? That string
No,
wasn't-
that's not even the best part. But when they go off the mountain, but not when she's riding and swoops him up, but when they go off the cliff
Yes.
and she's holding on to him and the horse, she's like, let me lasso this horse up real quick. Let me throw the rope around you. What are you doing, ma'am? what is happening? How are you saving everyone?
Right.
There should be more than one movie about you. Because the potential is elite.
Yeah, that was where I was like, okay, guys, this is a little bit too far-fetched for
It's supposed to be far-fetched.
How do we
I stand by the far-fetched nature. I want it to be unbelievable.
lie to me.
100%.
I'm here for it.
How did we feel about the collaboration between 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder at the end?
Amazing.
That's
Wonderful.
true to my
Classic.
heart. That's what it was, Jackie.
Classic.
It's a bop.
Yeah, all the way. And this movie was what really kind of set Christina Aguilera's career on fire,
Right.
because her singing Reflections is what got her that RCA contract. So, you know, Mulan was putting people on all around.
Well, that is Mulan. What else we got for the fun facts? We got a lot.
We've got a lot of fun
I
facts.
said, well, that was Mulan.
Just want to mention that who voices Mulan just got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
Love that. And it wasn't too long ago that she got into the Disney, what is it called? They have their own
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Disney Legends.
Yes, because she's played Mulan. She played Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
She's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There was something else that she was
She's in
in.
Star
Currently
Wars.
on the
She's in
Mandalorian.
Star Wars.
Yep.
She is badass. I love her so much.
For
and
sure.
I love that what got her this role was the movie that I was introduced to her in, which was Joy Luck Club, which is I read the book, and then the movie was just amazing. So filmmakers listened to her narration at the beginning of the Joy Luck Club and knew that she was going to be the person for Mulan. They had actually hired Lea Salonga, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, who had been the singing voices of Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. She was initially cast to provide both Mulan's speaking and singing voice, but the directors did not find her attempt at a deeper speaking voice when she had to impersonate Ping.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when they started to go look for someone else, and that's when Ming-Na that's when they discovered her, and they were like, that's it.
I love that they incorporated, while she was doing the vocal recordings, she played with her hair a lot. And so they incorporated that into the animation of Mulan as one of her little.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine Mushu being voiced by Joe Pesci?
No.
And that was who they initially approached. Also, Richard Dreyfuss. Glad they didn't do him now that his crazy commentary has gone viral.
Richard Dreyfuss, what?
Oh yeah,
I have no idea.
There's a video going viral of him talking about how upset he is that he can't play Black people in, as an actor, that it's been taken away, that he can't play Black people and blackface, essentially. It's crazy, and he says it with his whole chest, it's a real problem. I said, this is why some old people need to go sit down somewhere and need a better PR team. Don't let grandpa get up on the mic.
This is wild, unhinged.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But Michael Eisner was actually the one who, said, let's consider Eddie Murphy. And so Eddie said yes, but he did not want to come into the Disney studios and did all his voice acting in his basement in his mansion in New Jersey. So he never came to the Disney studio.
Interesting.
Did he do the same for Shrek?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has his own sound studio.
He couldn't do Mulan 2 because he was in his contract with Shrek. So, but I'm curious to know. I do remember seeing videos with him and Cameron Diaz and Mike Myers in
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
He's just
Mike-
standing there with his knife.
Mike Myers, I saw them like recording, so I don't know if they did the whole thing together, but I think it was a different situation maybe. So
Got it. The matchmaker is voiced by Harry Potter alumna and British icon Miriam Margolyes, who plays Professor Sprout. If you have not seen an interview of
with her,
specifically on the Graham Norton show, she is
Oh,
wild.
yes. I know who you're talking about now.
she
Yeah.
has a potty mouth and a half. She says the craziest thing. I could watch her all day.
Yes.
She's hilarious.
It is also interesting that Hun armies often had women in their ranks. So when Mulan reveals that she caused the avalanche, Shan Yu is hardly surprised and views her as a very real threat. So
For sure.
Which is
yay
a
to
clear,
the Huns.
yeah, clear contrast to what the Chinese army is about. So
Never thought I'd be like, good job, Huns. Being inclusive. I think
let's see.
there's the Golden Globe and Academy Award.
Well, there's an Easter egg in the Reflection musical number. You can see where the stones where Mulan is looking into, they actually have the names of the film animators carved
wow.
into it, which is kind of cool. And the dog that they call Little Brother, I guess one of the poems that of the tales of Mulan, she has an actual little brother, a baby brother. So I think that they named the dog as like homage to her, that poem, which is kind of cool.
That's amazing.
And Mulan earned a Golden Globe and Academy Award nomination and won several Annie Awards, including Best Animated Feature.
As it should. As it should. Some more facts about Mulan. She is the first Disney princess to not be an actual princess, as she wasn't born into royalty. She also didn't marry a prince. She's also the first Disney princess to be raised by her biological parents for the entirety of her childhood, and the second to have both of her parents alive during her childhood. She is left-handed, which is often a symbol of being different. She is the second princess to be seen wearing pants. The first was Jasmine. She is the first princess to not sing about her love for a hero or prince. She is the first princess to be seen getting a haircut in a Disney movie. Wow. She is the first princess to be visibly physically wounded. And Mulan is the first Disney princess to be seen in her undergarments and the third to be seen naked, which side-eye. The first two were Ariel and Cinderella. Why, Disney?
Were they naked?
I mean, we don't see the bits.
Because in The Little Mermaid, I guess she's like behind a rock or something, but she doesn't have any clothes on because she's never been in her shells. And then in Cinderella,
I think it's like she's getting a bath or something.
Probably at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the mice and the birds. She's getting she's taking a bath.
Okay. That's what
I know that movie backwards and forwards. Mom had to get me a new tape. I wrote that
watch it all the time, but yeah, that makes sense when they hold the towel up when she gets out of the tub. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into our ratings, I'm going to ask that you guys tell everybody where they can find you on social. I'll start with you, Katie.
Oh, okay. So you can find me at Make It Pink or Blue on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and also I'll post on Twitter from time to time. So yeah, you can find me there if you want to learn about Disney movies.
Awesome. Again, worth the follow. And Rae, why don't you tell everybody how they can find you on social?
I am Lieutenant Commander Rae everywhere. That's lt.com.rae on TikTok, and it's the same on YouTube and Twitter, but there are no periods.
Nice. And as always, you guys can follow us at No More Late Fees on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And we're going to start with Katie. Now that we've rewatched, I'm guessing maybe things aren't changed that much from your Y2K rating, but what does today Katie feel about Mulan?
Yeah, no, it definitely did not change at all. Honestly, most Disney movies won't change at all. Although, like, you know, there's some where I'll rewatch and like, actually, that's the worst movie ever, i.e. Chicken Little. But do you like that movie?
I thought it
I
was,
haven't seen it in 20 years, so I have no
but
idea.
I definitely don't have like a penchant to say, I need to go sit down and watch me some Chicken Little.
I'm telling you, you know, Mulan's dad is great. Chicken Little's dad now. That's a whole other story, okay? I can go on a rant about him, but yeah, for Mulan, it has not changed at all, and I would definitely buy it.
Rae?
Always buy. Always forever. Until the end of time.
For me, would buy it again. Not even a question.
Yep.
Well, that's it, guys. Let's move on. Jackie.
I'm afraid my rating has not changed. It's still a 2-day for me. I'm sorry. And just
What
in
do we
the
have to do?
echelon of Disney, it just doesn't rank for me. I'm sorry. I hope y'all come back.
I hope I come back, Jackie. I hope I come back.
I'm sorry.
This is okay. Go ahead and tell them about that quick drop.
So if you want to give me shit because I don't care for Mulan, hit us up at our quick drop 909-601 and MLF 909-601-6653. You can twat us at the Twitters or leave a message on our Spotify for Podcasters account, and you could be featured on a future episode.
And join us next week as we look at happier days. Because we'll be celebrating my born day.
Yay!
Oh, wow.
With one of the classics, Bring It On. Very excited.
Oh, wow.
Brr, it's cold in here.
There must be some clovers in the atmosphere. I said, oh, we, oh, we, oh.
Ice, ice, ice.
Ice. Here we go. I'm ready. Thank you, Rae and Katie, for joining us.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank you so
having me.
much.
No problem.
I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Some people love Mulan, and
Yeah.
some people
Are just wrong.
And that's fine.
But it was a good time. It was a good time. I'm gonna.
And as always, be kind and rewind.